What's going on YouTube? JT's Reborn here, and welcome back to another edition of my DC comic book reviews. And in this video, we're going to be talking about Night Terrors issue number 4. This one is written by Joshua Williamson with art by Giuseppe Camuncoli, Stefano Nessi, and Casper Wingegard. So yes, there we go. Night Terrors issue number 4. This is pretty much the penultimate week. I got 6 issues to cover today, so I'll get this first one out this morning, and then I'll get the other 5 between later on today and potentially even into tomorrow. And then we just got one more issue afterwards, and then that's it in terms of Night Terrors. So yeah, we're almost there. We're very, very close to being done. This is the last crazy week in terms of Night Terrors, which I'm kind of thankful for, because I'm just like, so many issues. But anyway, so in the previous issue, Deadman and Damian, they went into this world called the Hollow, which is the in-between, like, asleep and awake. They retrieved the Nightmare Stone. Now, Damian, Wesley Dodds, and Deadman, who's possessing Batman's body, are off to the source of the whole Insomnia thing. They find the man. His name is Christopher Lucas, and then we get to see in his past, why he is the way he is. Basically, during a whole, invasion angle or whatever, where the Justice League were fighting an evil Batman, he went home to see his family, and despite the fact that the League told everybody to evacuate, he had such full confidence, he wasn't worried at all about the Justice League, and so, some collateral damage happened. He lost his family, and he's forever resented the Justice League as a result of that. I mean, they're fighting something down the street, and they told you to evacuate. They're dealing with a huge threat. I mean, it's kind of on you for what happens. I mean, they literally warned you, hey, evacuate. This is a really dangerous area. You shouldn't be here. But, this guy was so naive and such that he ended up staying. But anyway, so like I said, Deadman saw it in his dreams. They had their little confrontation, and he's there at the Nightmare Stone to kind of free him of this nightmare and kind of fix things once and for all. But basically, that's exactly what Insomnia wanted. So he kills himself within the dream. So if you die in the dream, you die for real. But in a way, kind of woke up, and then now he's kind of in control of the world for whatever reason. And all the other heroes in that are waking up as well simultaneously, it seems. Which is kind of strange, because the other things indicated that they woke up on their own accord, but now it's now they're all kind of awake, or maybe that's just kind of the way it is. But yeah, so anyways, he brought his nightmares into the real world, and it's setting up for a conclusion in Night Terrors Night's End. That's basically the idea of the story, if you will, of this whole situation. So yeah, there is some nice looking artwork. His backstory, yeah, I kind of figured it'd have something to do with collateral damage, but we never actually see specifically a Justice League member cause it. I mean, they did warn him to kind of get out of the city and evacuate, because again, there is a threat. But because in his mind, hey, the Justice League created these threats themselves with the evil Batman and all that. So I'm not sure which event they're referring to. Maybe was it Death Metal, perhaps, with the Batman Who Laughs that they're talking about, and that's where this whole event happened. I don't exactly know. DC continuity is kind of all over the place, because I mean, there's been numerous instances of fighting evil Batman over the years, so I'm going to assume it had something to do with that. But yeah, so that's that. That's his backstory. His name's Christopher Lucas, and he blames the Justice League for all the stuff. So yeah, it's a whole collateral damage situation. So it kind of reminds me of Zemo in Civil War, his disdain for the Justice League and all that, asking them to help, but they just never ultimately really showed up, even though they warned everyone to kind of get out of there. So I mean, your main issues are with the evil Batman, not necessarily the Justice League. But hey, you know what? This is the way it is with kind of villains in that. So, but yeah, so the rules of it too, I mean, him dying, but then it kind of wakes himself up and he gains power that way. I don't know, it feels like sometimes the rules with this event, they're kind of iffy at times. You'd think dying in the dream, which they've established beforehand, you'll die for real, but I mean, for him, it just kind of woke him up and he gained ultimate power with the Nightmare Stone and all that. Not exactly sure how it all 100% works, but hey, I mean, we got to do something to set up this final issue, if you will. So yeah, but anyway, so we at least got some revelations about who Insomnia is in this thing. We understand his motivations now. Lost his family in a Justice League event, so even though they told him to evacuate the city because of how dangerous it was, but yeah, he still blames them for it. But yeah, that's the thing with unfit minds, if you will. So yeah. But yeah, I mean, that's all I really have to say about this particular issue. I thought it was just kind of okay overall. I kind of figured his resentment had to do with some sort of collateral damage, if you will, but we didn't exactly like see the Justice League cause it themselves. It could have, I mean, I guess it's in his dreams or in his mind or whatever. We're kind of showcasing that vision, but we never saw like what specific League member or whether it was the villain that directly like caused the incident. All he just said was the Justice League, and he was shown to be a big Justice League fanboy beforehand when he felt that they failed him. So yeah, I mean, we've seen this before in various villains, this type of motivation, so it's nothing all that new or exciting. It's not, it feels kind of iffy for a personal vendetta, given the fact that, like I said, they established, hey, get the hell out of the way and evacuate because of like some dangerous stuff going on. So I don't know, that felt a little bit off to me. Artwork is quite good, and at least and like the rules may seem a little bit wonky with what's been established before, but we're nearing the end of this event, so I am kind of thankful for that overall. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. So I don't know what else to say about this issue. I thought it was just kind of all right. So I am looking forward to the final issue next week. So I'm curious to see where these other Night Terror tie-ins are at in terms of today. I mean, given the fact that I've read all these other different ones, I assumed they're all going to kind of end basically the same way. Some will say, hey, we're continuing Night Terror's Night's Ends, and some will ultimately kind of go nowhere. So yeah, but we're almost done. We're almost done, and that's the positive takeaway I can have from this one. So, but if you have to read Night Terror stuff, like I said before in previous weeks, just read the Williamson stuff. You'll get the basic gist of it all. And yeah, that's all I have to really say. So if you have any thoughts on this particular issue, let me know in the comment section down below. Be sure to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more content, hit the bell for notifications, all the fun stuff. And as always, I will see you all in the next video, which will hopefully be later on today. And I'm going to continue the Night Terror stuff. And if I can't finish them all today, you'll see some more tomorrow morning or something. So, but the point is, we will be done between today and tomorrow. So, yep. All right. See ya.